Well, I'm actually doing that Paris trip video. Holy fuck, for once I'm actually keeping a promise I made in another video. Does that mean I'll make videos more often? No, not really. Nobody really cares about this, so I just do it when I'm bored. Well, I'll talk about my Paris trip. This time I'm not going to go the same route as I did with the last video. The whole ask questions to a non-existent audience is so fucking cringe-worthy. I swear to God, I had to have hit my head or something when I decided to write that script, because the whole thing makes me think to myself, man, you're such a beta faggot. Quick note here, I know I've used the term faggot just now, but I do not mean it in the context of a gay person. I mean in the context of a generally unpleasant person. Now I should start. Thinking about my Paris trip that I lasted, I guess, from Thursday the 3rd of April to Sunday the 6th of April. Before I start this whole story, I'm going to clarify this is a school trip, not a family getaway. So instead of shitty family stories that no one will ever care about, I have shitty stories about dumb shit I try to do because I'm an idiot and I really don't think too far into the future. When I try to reflect about what I had done for 3 days, all I remember in no particular order is I tried to buy a physical doujin, like a hentai book. Physical, like not some sort of digital distribution shit, but in physical, like I can touch it with my hands while I touch my dick. I had more interest in the subway nearby the Notre Dame, and by subway I mean the, sandwiches, rather than the metro or underground trains and shit. I had no battery because that's incorrect English, because my two buddies and I forgot to bring adapters for UK power plugs to EU ones, and we didn't care to buy any adapters while at France. I had a Batman voice in Disneyland, and one of the employees scared me at the Tower of Terror because she screamed in my ear, and I'll explain that one later in a minute. I bought a fedora and I ran around Paris tipping it, saying "Milady," and being a general beta fedora tipping asshat for about 30 to an hour, I think. I remember bitching to my friends for about a solid 2 hours about how fucking slow the Wi-Fi was in the hotel. And this was an empty hotel, mind you. There was no people here, except our school, and that's about it. And most of them couldn't even connect, not a single person. I remember yelling at the people on the boat, we were on a boat and we went on the river to look at some bridges and shit that I don't really care about because I'm 14 and I really am an immature prick. So, and I fucking flipped people off and crap with few people. And I remember freaking the fuck out ascending the Eiffel Tower by elevator, and then freaking the fuck out descending by stairs. I felt like I was gonna get a heart attack just going down the stairs. And I also remember counting the amount of paintings with baby penises in the Louvre. So, for the whole trip, I was an immature prick. Do I regret it? No, dear God, no. No way in hell. At least now I have something interesting to talk about, rather than how fancy or how rich the culture is. Personally, I don't give a fuck about the culture. I'm a 14-year-old twat. I don't do this because I feel edgy or shit. I do it because I'm an idiot, and it makes for a better story than I felt the insert painting name here was artist names here's best work. So I'm not sure how long this video will end up to be. Hopefully I can possibly drag it out to maybe 20 minutes, because I've got Payday 2 gameplay that lasts 20 minutes, and it's fucking overkill difficulty, and overkill difficulty on bank heist deposit box and stealthy solo, and I only recorded it an hour ago. So I'll start with the trying to buy a doujin story. That one was retarded in every way. There was no way in hell this is a funny story, but it's still my favorite one because the experience for me was just hilarious for me, because in my shoes I found it hilarious anyway. We were looking around the area near the Notre Dame, the shops nearby it anyway. We found two aight shops, no video game shops though. One was a manga shop and the other was a comic book store. We looked around at the manga store and I saw something that I had never seen before. A physical copy of a doujin or H book or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't really give a fuck. Either way, it's something you jerk it to. I just wanted to buy fat material, that's physicalo. Tried to buy it since I've passed for 16 and it said 60 plus on the book. So, and I've passed for 16 before, only once, and I had a tall friend beside me. So, I guess that kinda counts. Thought to myself, man, if I could buy this, imagine how fucking funny it would be to come back home with a fucking doujin book. Physical book, or H book, or whatever the fuck you want to call it once again. And so I tried to buy the fucking book, and the store owner was this short, he was about my height, like 5 feet 6 inches. What, I'm 14, of course I'm gonna be like a manlet size. But, and he was this fat sausage fingered dude, bearded dude, with no neck. I couldn't tell if I could call him a neckbeard in this video because he had no fucking neck. Even worse, he could barely fit in his own shop, which was both funny and saddening at times. Oh dear God, I wasn't expecting to manage to buy it at all. Of course I didn't get it, of course, or else I'd be doing much more productive things with that book than I would be making this. He said that I looked way too young. I still think it's a hilarious story because I usually start the story with, I once tried to buy anime pornography from a short fat dude in France, and then explain it in 2 minutes. Yeah, it's 6 minutes and 50 seconds. Yeah, we're not even finished the heist. At least I can like fast forward some parts. Like, so the next story is one that I said I would never ever try to tell anyone because it's one of them stories that embarrass me. But since I've got my self-esteem and confidence are already low enough, I don't really give a fuck of telling this embarrassing story. So, cause you know, what's the point if I'm not gonna do it? So, okay, I'm just waiting for you to start typing into the comments fucking pussy, but that implies that somebody is commenting, or watching for that matter, which in itself is false. As most trips to Paris that have kids, pre-teens, teens, young adults, couples, or whoever the fuck, we went to Disneyland. I really didn't give a shit about anything but the fucking roller coasters. Because I didn't give a shit about Disney crap. I just wanted to feel that speed and the wind, and air brushing against my face as I go sonic fast. Before I start the story, I'll explain two things. One, I had no water the whole day, and it was really warm, so I was thirsty as fuck, and my voice sounded like David Hayter's Solid Snake voice until a little later it became like Christian Bale's Batman voice. At the time of this story, it was the Batman voice. 2, I believe the Tower of Terror was some sort of real-life horror experience and you went into it as paranoid. And I went into it as paranoid as fuck. Because trust no one, not even your fucking friends. But that implies I have friends, but for once my implications are actually fucking true. So we finally get into the Tower of Terror's quicklime thingy. Is it called quicklime? I really can't even fucking remember at this point, because it was like, what, 2 months now, I think? A little bit more than 2 months. I'll say 2 months and at least 23 days. So, I'll explain it. You go with the Disneyland ticket thingy-majiggy. Thingy-majiggy. I'll explain it. I'll restart that one. You go in with the ticket that you've purchased at the gate, and then you place it in the machine, and it gives you a smaller ticket, and gives you back the ticket you gave it originally, with a little piece of paper telling you a little time when to return at the specific ride to actually be able to skip the queue, and because you've come at the specific time that they have given you. So, after finally getting into the line, that was quite small, and finally gotten into the room that showed you the Twilight Show intro, with French subs. I didn't give a shit about the French or anything. I really didn't give a shit about the intro either. walk out of the fucking room when the shit intro is over. One of the women holding the doors is for us filthy consumer conformist fucking screams in my ear, and all you hear in this order is a scream, a female scream, and me yelling in a Christian Bale Batman voice, "Oh fuck," and then everyone laughing. At this point, I didn't trust any of the fucking employees. What if they're all meant to fuck with random people? How do I know I'm not getting fucked over again? So, we finally get into the Tower of Terror's sitting area where you actually sit in. I say to my friend, this looks like a weird roller coaster. We go up and up and up and get a lovely view of the theme park because it was quite high and shit. And then it hit me. This isn't a roller coaster. This is a fucking drop. I realized I was an idiot for believing it was a roller coaster at first because I was a fucking idiot. Like, a fucking roller coaster? Out of everything I believed it to be, I thought it was a roller coaster. Like, a fucking roller coaster. I don't know why I believed it was a fucking roller coaster, but I did. And my heart sank, realizing that I was gonna drop really quickly, and it would be scary for me. And oh boy, it was scary for me for a while, but like just for the first drop. Like the first drop, after that I was pretty damn like competitive and meh. But I've thought to myself, at least now I can get this over with and not feel like a giant pussy about this whole crap. So I went onto that fucking thing and was proud of myself, and the first thoughts when I got off were, at least I did not shit myself. Well done. Out of everything I could have thought, at least I didn't shit myself was the first one. The last story is a bit of a short one and more of an explanation rather than a story, just because, you know, there's not really much to talk about except explain what the fuck I did, because it's really retarded and I feel bad for doing it now, but back then it was like LOL, OMG, le hipster or some bullshit. I don't know what was going through my head. I named the story Le Fedore Tip, Le French Bitter Hero, because I was just taking the piss out of the French people, because fucking hell, joking about the French is way too easy. Oh god. Well, we were just browsing random stores and crap looking for a video game store if we could find one, and we saw fedoras on sale. I was the idiot who thought to myself, I'm gonna be a faggot from Reddit and I'm gonna buy a fucking fedora and joke about atheism and shit. So, the moment I fucking saw that fedora, shill out $15, and I was like, oh my god, I feel like a fucking faggot wearing this. I'm wearing this ironically just to take a joke at hipsters, and I'm still feeling like a fucking beta faggot. And then 2 other friends got it, and both of them are perfectly fine with it. One of them called it a trilby, and I was like, oh my god, that is just neckbeard area, just neckbeard quotes. I would imagine a neckbeard saying that exact thing. So we just really ran around and then saying milady, just joking about random shit nobody fucking cares about, because, you know, we're 14, we're idiots, what are we gonna do? Well, the script is long as fuck, but I think this will definitely be 15 fucking minutes. I wrote the script at 6 a.m, but it's now 7:30. I've wasted an hour and a half working on this video, and I've started making this video on the 28th of June. Also, don't expect consistent gameplay for this video. I really don't know what gameplay I had planned. Oh wait, I do. I'm just reading out what the script says because I'm an idiot. Well, too late to change it. Too late to care either. I'll probably record whatever. This is still reading from the script. I'll probs record whatever the fuck I feel like. Maybe then just edit it terribly to a standard where it's acceptable and good enough for background eye candy. Man, I really should get some sleep. Well, at this point, you're probably like near the end of the video, and I've probably sped up the boring part of the fucking payday part, because you know, what's the point in watching something if it's fucking slow as fuck, boring to watch, and not really anything to do with the video? So, have a good morning if you're in a GMT, or it's morning, in whatever the fuck area you're in. Yeah, so, I'll probably upload in like 2 hours after I forget or some shit. Good morning or good night or wherever the fuck you're in, or whatever the fuck the situation is. I'm gonna go get some sleep maybe. Also, the Steam sale is pretty damn cool. Just want to clarify that one. And Unreal Tournament should be on sale. That's a good game. And any of you people who didn't vote for the competitive FPS community choice, you are the reason why Unreal Tournament 3 has 150 players at most. Thank you for ruining the Steam sale for the only game that I actually felt like wanting to buy and shit.